So like I said, we've designed the header section, so we are going to separate it. Let me take it out. So this is it, which is the header, and this is the hero. And what next? The next section from what we have been following is the features section. So for the feature section, we are going to come back to this and then bring out instead of creating a fresh section frame, I'm going to duplicate this, Ctrl D, drag it down here. You see the reason why I prefer to duplicate this instead of creating a new frame. So I'm just going to take out everything inside this frame, basically delete all of them, delete. All right, delete. So you can see there's nothing here, so I'm going to call it review section. Let me say review, sorry, review, what's wrong? Okay, review this is the review section. All right, so what should we put in the review section? Now basically for the review section, for the features section, sorry, not review, features, I think that's supposed to be next, features section. All right, so for the feature section, now this is the reason why we have to duplicate this, so that our layout guide will remain intact. So if we duplicate this, we don't have to set up this layout guide anymore. It's already from what we have here. So as time goes on, we'll know whether we should increase the height or reduce the height. So Ctrl Z to leave that the way it is. So what should I add in the feature section? Which are the things that this website does? So one of them is, I'm going to come here and I have them here as text already. So I'm going to copy everything. So I'm going to use the Alt key to drag them here inside this frame. All right, so we have them in this frame. And now it's time to, customize it. So I'm going to say, okay, it has bank level. Okay, so I'm going to look at the font size for this one. Probably, all right, let's make it in 2 lines, and I'm going to add this to touch the line here, because that's, and now for the gap from the top side, I'm going to make that 70. Okay, 60 is fine. Let's leave it at 60. And for this, I want it like that. So I'm just going to come here, make sure I touch the line, and then I'm going to make it auto height. Come here so that's unnecessary cut will not be there. So you come here and add it to auto height by clicking on this, and then I'll add everything to auto layout. So and also I feel like this also needs to be put in auto height, and that's perfect. So you select both of them and add them into auto layout by coming here and click on this, or use Shift A, as you can see there, and that adds auto layout. So I like to name it, I will name that bank level. Bank level enables me to remember what it stands for. All right, so this as well, I'll make sure it's an auto height. Come here, add it to auto height as well. Then what is the gap between this and this? Is just 11, and I need to change that to, remember we're using, let me use 12. Remember we are using whatever is divisible by 2. We are using 4 points, called 4-point or 8-point grid system. So let's leave that like that, drag it up, arrange it as well. Okay, so add this as well into auto layout by Shift A, and change the gap to 12 as usual, and the content should be okay. Let's leave it at the top like that. And this one, now I want everything to be consistent. If they're having 2 lines, that is one thing about design. Your design should be consistent. If they're having 2 lines here, there should also be 2 lines across all for cleaner design. So I'm going to put it in auto layout, come to this as well, auto height, and add it in auto layout. And I'm going to change the gap as well to 12, so it becomes uniform. So we have this, and for some reasons I want to increase the size of this text here. The size here is 18 and the size of this one is 14, so I'm going to increase this one to, let's say, 22 because it's an header. This one as well, 22. This one as well, Control A, 22, and yes. Okay, so I can select all of them. Remember, we are supposed to name all these frames, right? If you want, you can name this one as well. So to save time, I'm just going to continue, but learn the habit of naming all your frames. So you can click on this button to arrange them, but that's not what we want to do. We want to add it into auto layout, Shift A, and then I'm going to call these features. Let me just make them features. That's fine. All right, so select them, select the features frame. This is it, and we want it to expand to the end, and this to the end. But notice that it's not containing the whole stuff, so we can just come here and put on, double tap on it, and it sets the gap between them perfectly. You see, so I can put it in the center, and this is perfect already. This is perfect. This is perfect. Yes, if you want, you could still expand it to this point, but I feel this is okay for the visual look already. Yeah, it's already aligned to the center. Okay, this is not aligned. Now for this, you have to look at, we are already working on a grid system, so we have to align it to the grid, not any other stuff. So align it to the grid, align it to the grid, and sure, it's going to make more sense. All right, so we've added this. The next thing is, because we don't want to make this design too much, just a simple basic design, I'm going to add a short section here. Copy these two, Control C, come here, Control V, I'll paste it inside the frame, and here we go. So I'm gonna align that to the center. This is supposed to be under review, right? So trusted by people is not, so I'm going to like make this one the only content in our, we're going to make this the only content here, just to add some little design. So for this background, I'll just, to beautify the whole thing, come here. We are going to work around these colors. Pick this color and then come back here. Just, it's going to be white, but a bit towards this. Not so, not really pure white. Okay, yeah, let's see how that goes. Let's come here to turn off the grid and let's see. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine, nothing too much here. So now the next thing is to add a little design. So if I want to add some little design, I could just come here to the shape, add an ellipse, add an ellipse like this. Okay, so you need to hold the shift key when adjusting your ellipse, right? So let's come here, hold the shift key so that all sides will be equal. Now I will double tap on this, and then, sorry, okay, I'll just tap on this once like this, then try to make try to make like a circle around this. Then I'll close up this gap. Now click on this, click on it, and then you can fill up the gap. The reason why we open it was just to, okay, it's closed now. So I can come here to the color and change it to our primary color, and change the opacity to, let's say, 20, and see. Fine. Not, I don't want it to be too shouty. I'll just bring it here like this, increase the size, Don't forget to hold the shift key, drag it towards the side. Okay, we are just trying to decorate this so it doesn't look too bland. So I can reduce. This is how you design your website, right? So let's see the gap 55. Let's make that 60. Perfect. So we have this here as a simple design. And what else can we do? This is fine. Nothing. We don't want to make too much noise. So now, since this is like this, we can come here and hold Control button and drag to close up this section. Yeah. Okay. We can close up this section. Then come here, reduce the size of this. Don't forget to hold the Shift key. Drag this towards the center. Okay. I think I prefer it. Okay. I can come. Okay, so if this is, we can just find a better placement for it. Could it work fine here? Let's see. Okay, I prefer it on this side. Okay, if you want, we can click on this to reduce the radius. Okay, no. Click on it here to reduce the radius. Alright, so let's see how that goes. Fine. Alright, let's see. I just don't want it to transcend to the other design. Alright, so let's see what we got. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. So we are done with the other section, with the features section. So what other section is left? So we can come to page 2 to check the other features that we want. Okay, we have our feature section. Then the next is the review section. So let's go back to review section. Now we are going to duplicate this as well. Control D and drag it down here. Okay, so we are going to delete all the stuffs here. Oh, sorry about that. Control Z, delete this, and then I would like to expand it because definitely it's going to be more. And yeah, this is where we can bring up this one, copy everything here, Control C, and back to this, Control V. And you might be thinking that the color would change. Yeah, so our color is not tallying with the first color, but let's see what we can do. It's all about designing with consistency. So we have 84 here, change it to 60. We can still make it 7. Okay, 60 is fine. Let's make it 60. And for the font size of this one is 36. Let's leave it at 36. And because we don't want the description to be too shouty, that's why we don't the size is quite smaller, and the color is not as sharp as the heading color. Always take note of that. Your description text and your header text should not be competing for attention. You can reduce them by size or color. So I'm going to add this two into an auto layout. Always learn to auto lay related elements in your design. Auto layout. Then I'm going to change the gap to, we have been using 12, so let's stick with 12, and that is fine. Yeah, so now let's go on to add what people are saying. So we have this particular one here. I'm going to copy it, Control C, come here, Control V. All right, so I'm going to bring it here. All right, so the next thing is to bring up a frame. Let's bring out a frame, drag a frame here just to create a profile icon, and then I'm going to add a stroke to the frame, and the stroke is going to be our primary color. Then yeah, fine. So I'm going to go back to the frame, add the corner radius to, so for you to get a round square, for you to turn the square to round shape, just look at what's the width of the, it's 100, so our corner radius is going to be more than 100. Let's make it 120. Okay, not okay, let's increase that. Let's make it 200. just something way above that. Seems current. Okay, we can work around that. Let's try to work around it. All right, so we have like a square here. So I'll come to the lock this and change the I to 52. That's too small. Let's make it 100. All right, 100 should be fine. Then let's try to add. There's no need to add a field, but let's add a field to be able to see what we're doing. All right, so this size is okay. 100 might be too big, but how do we know if it's too big? We zoom in a bit to see. Okay. Let's come back to this corner radius 100. Let's make the corner radius 300 again. Does this work? And if it's not working for some reasons, you could use your ellipse. So let's use ellipse. Come here. Perfect. And change, lock the aspect ratio here and change it to, I think, let's see 54. Let's see what 54 looks like. I think 54 is fine. I don't want it to be too big. 54 is fine. Let's align it somewhere here. It shouldn't be too big. So let's go to the stroke. Let's add a stroke. Let's make the stroke our primary color. Let's click on it. Then we can go on to Asset, go to Unsplash, and just find any profile picture to use. Or we can go to, there's another plugin to use. But let's use Unsplash and see. So I'm going to look for male. Let's just write that, just any word to give us someone. So let's pick this guy. Now take note that as I selected the circle, and before you select the image, you have to select the circle. So that's fine. Yeah, so what I would do to align this properly is I'm going to select this text and this. Let me select that again. Select this text and select this profile picture and put them into auto layout, and I would like it to be at the top like this. Yeah, now for the gap, I'm going to say make it 18. Perfect. So yes, we have this like this. Select the text, align it properly. That is fine. I want it like this. Okay, this is fine. All right, so we have this now, and I would like to add a fill color to it, and then add some padding, because this gap, I want some gap around it. So go to the padding. Let's make the padding 16. Okay, the top padding, let's make it 12. Okay, let's add a corner radius of 12. I don't want it to be too round. Okay, let's see what 12 looks like. Okay, and if I'm using my white here, I don't want an absolute pure white. Let's go to something a bit dark. No, it should be white but not too whitish. Let's come down here a bit. Okay, FA, select this, all the shades, drag it. No, I don't want something too white. Okay, let's go with this. It's not too white, but towards I'm using eye care, so let me turn off the eye and see how that comes out. All right, so this is fine. So I'm gonna add a stroke to it. Let's add a stroke, but the stroke is gonna be the stroke opacity. Let's make it 70%. Let's see how that. Okay, so I'm gonna make it 0.5. I don't want it too shouty. 0.5. Okay, let's make that the stroke opacity. Let's make it 10. 10 is not really visible. Let's say 20. Okay, so it's just subtle there, looking like a shadow, but it's not really shadow, it's a stroke. Okay, this is fine. And if you want, you can add shadow. Just think of whatever makes it work. That is fine. So we have this here. Let's see how many of it can enter. I just duplicate. Let's duplicate it. So we have two of it here, and then come here and turn on our layout guide again. Turn on the layout guide. So you want to make sure that this is properly in the guide. Okay, so if I want, I can just make it a bit towards this. So let's see what we have. Delete this. I just want to make it two of it. Control D. Let's see if it's fitting. Okay, it's too long. Okay, this is where the calculation comes in. So I'm going to select this text. Select all the text here. Go to this. This is where to layout come. I'm going to say fill container, and for some reason that text is breaking. So come here, delete. That means delete that, add a space just to correct that. All right, so then I'm gonna click on this one, tell it to org container, org content. So by the time you select this, I try to adjust. Okay, it's not working. Select the content again, say fill container. Okay, so if we select the main frame now and we try to adjust, I think okay, now it's working. So let's put it. How many lines are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I know it's 16 already. So half of 16 will be 8. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So since we want just 2, so I'm going to like make it to be here. So Control D. So we have another one here. Okay, I think this would be okay. So let's bring that down. Just basic websites. Bring that down, and then delete this one. Take out the frame. Take out the layout guide, and let's see what we got. Okay, it's looking good already. Looking good. So we can select it. Select the two, and just make a duplicate of it. Let's make them auto layout first. Whichever way we go about it is fine. So let's make them an auto layout, shift A. Okay, so then we can come here and duplicate this, Control D, drag it down. So we just have like two sections of it. All right, bring out our layout guide again. All right, bring out our layout guide again, so it's perfectly aligned. So what I'll do now is to come here, change the text in this one, Control A. Okay, I can simply, I have another review here, Control A, Control C, come here, Control A, Control V. I've replaced the text there, so you see how it's responding perfectly. But for some reasons, Control Z, I wouldn't want the height of this frame to be reducing, because if it does, it will not be equal anymore. So let's turn off our layout guide. So imagine what will happen if I add a smaller text here. Let's see, Control V. See, it reduces, and that's not, we want uniformity in our design. So Control Z, what we'll do is to go onto this and go to the height and make that height fixed height, so that whenever we paste anything inside, it shouldn't, Control A, Control V, it shouldn't reduce the height of our content. You see, this is what we want. We want uniform stuff. So likewise, if we come here, copy another review, Control C, and then come here and paste it, Control, you already know what to do already. So if I paste that, you see what's going to happen. Control Z, that's not what we want. Click on the main frame, go to the height and set it to fixed height, so it doesn't reduce its height. Then now you can safely paste your content, and you see this is perfect. So we have this perfectly aligned. So with this frame selected, or select the next one, select this one, put okay, select them and put them into an auto layout again. So we have this frame as our testimonials. All right, so for the gap between this, I can come here and change that to 16. Let's see what 16 is fine, or we can make it 18. Okay, or 12. Just play around. 22. Okay, 22 is okay, much spacious. So just to play around the whole thing and see. Now for the what else? Okay, now for the profile icon, so now we can come to any of the profile icon and change them. Come to this one. Let's try and change one and see. Just need to click on it, then go on to Unsplash. This time we are going to search for female. Let's say female. No, female. Wait for that to come up and just select any female here. Let's select this babe, and automatically it changes. You can do the same thing for all of them, and maybe you want this one, and then we go to the next one, select this one, look for somebody else. Okay, let's use this fine girl or fine woman, and then we have changed everything and we got something looking nice, right? So at this point, what do we do? At this point we are almost done, so remaining 2 more sections. So before we go on to the next section, let's make sure our gaps are properly aligned and are uniform. So let's select this and this. If I want, I can put them into an auto layout, Shift A, and let's see the gap between them 45. Remember, we want our values to be divisible, but then what are the values we have been using? Okay, we have not used any value here, so I'm going to make that, let's try 32 and see. Okay, that's too, is that okay? Okay, this is okay. So let's see. Okay, so the gap from here to here is 60, and that's fine. Here 32. What's the gap between this and this? Is 22. So I want this to be double, so let's make it 42 instead. 42. Okay, yeah, double the gap between all of this. Instead, I think it should be 44. Yeah, that shows that this content are more closer together than this. All right, so let's bring up the next content. This is a testimonial section. Testimonial, or is it review section? Sorry, review section. All right, so next, if we want, you can also, to make this, to add some design to this, we can even come here and maybe bring up a text so it doesn't look too empty. We have added an auto layout already, so let's make that Ctrl Z. So we are going to click on this frame, bring a text, and we are just going to write, let's say, what do we use? I'm just thinking of what, let's use the hash key, and then select it, see what I'm using, hash key. So I'm going to change the font size to something very big, very big. Okay, so I'm going to add it inside. Oh, Ctrl Z, this is fine. Select it again. Okay, I want it to be bigger than it is now, so come here. This is not okay. I'm going to select the K, hit K on your keyboard, then we can expand it, drop it here. Don't worry, it's going to scatter because we've added auto layout. So come to this place up here, click on ignore auto layout, and then it will ignore auto layout. So I'm going to drop it somewhere around here, rotate it, reduce the size. Then whenever you use the send it to the back, send to the back. Come here to send to back because it's obstructing that stuff there. So whenever you use the K, which is scale tool, always make sure to cancel it before you proceed. So I'm just going to come here and cancel it so I have chance to do other things. So I'm going to come here, use our primary color, change the opacity to this one here, 20. Okay, change the opacity to 20%. Yeah, so we have this like this, just like just something to just add some little design. And if you want, you could still use this one, Control C, come here, Control V. Okay, so you could just drag it in. As usual, it is, you just come here and say ignore auto layout, and fine, you can move it around if you want. Then you can send it to back so it doesn't obstruct what you're doing. And like so, you just got, is this still okay? Come here and say ignore auto layout. Okay, so we have it here. You see, it's not entering the frame. Look at it here, and this is our review section. So I'm going to Control X to cut it, click on the frame again, Control V to paste it inside the frame, and now you see it inside the review frame. So let's see, and I need to send to back, and let's see what we got. Perfect. Yeah, we are getting there. All right, the last section, which is the call to action section. We want to design a call to action section. As usual, we are going to take out this frame. I'm going to hold the Alt key and drag. We have a duplicate, and another alternative is to click here, right click, and then okay, you can simply click on Control D or Command D if you are using the Mac. You see, we have it here. So these are the two ways to go about that. So I'm just going to take it out, then come back to this. We want to design the CTA section. I'm just going to delete everything here, delete this. Then for the color, do we still want to make it the same? So I just want to make it just the white color. So where do we change color? Come here and then pick the background color here. Yep. All right, so we have this. So now for the CTA, we want to add what should we add in the CTA? We just want to add something to make people to come and buy. So the CTA is just that section where we finally tell what they should do at the end of the whole thing. So I already have a text here, so I'm gonna copy that text, come to this section, right click, then paste here. So you see, where is it? We have this feature section. Okay, it's not pasted here. Control Z, Control Z. So I'm going to come here, Control C, copy it. Let's now paste it here again, Control V. All right, so we have it here now. Yeah, it's in the review section. All right, so now I want to see if this text would be so for the font color, for the font, I'm gonna use, remember we have been keeping to the header font. Let's come back to this place, Control A. So for my heading font, let me come here and see. All right, let's see what we got. So we are using Poppins as usual for our headings, so we should not forget that. Come here, change this to Poppins. Yep. So Poppins, what should it be? 60. I feel like this is too bold, so I'm just gonna make it just semi-bold. Reduce this to something around 40, 48. Let's see. Okay. I kind of like how, so web design is not about, there's no one way around it, right? So you can actually do your thing how you want it. So I kind of liked how the today fell into another line. So I'm gonna come here, make it align to the center. Yeah. So from the top, I want it to be 120. Yep. Let's leave it at 120. Then we need to add a call to action button here. So I will not stress myself to create a new button. I'll just come and take it from anywhere around here. So let's select this one and see it here. So I'm gonna copy it as a button, then come here, paste it. Yes. So I'm gonna drag it here, bring it down here, make sure it's center aligned. Excuse me. So select this and this and put them in auto layout. So they are now in auto layout. So I'll call them CTA. Okay, so I'll come to the gap now. I want to add a gap of, let's say, 8 and see, let's say 12. Okay, I think this is fine. Today, okay, so let's just align this to the center. And for this, I might want to make it a bit bigger or wider than it is now. So instead of leaving it at, okay, 18 is fine. So I feel like the button is quite too small. So I'm just thinking of what to do. Okay, let's increase this okay. Yeah, not the padding. Let's see what we can do about this. Okay, it's not, again, I just have to do this way, increase the width of this, but this is no longer going to be responsive. But I want it to be a bit bigger, so I'm going to make this 22 because this is like where I want the attention to be. Make this, don't want to make it all content at this point, because if I do so, okay, let's leave it like this. I don't want to complicate things because this is supposed to be beginners friendly, so feel free to expand this. I would have done something else, but let's leave it that way. So let's make sure it's center aligned and it is 120 from the top. 120. Let's make it 110 this time. No longer 110 makes more sense. Alright, so there's no need to make it too big, so I can come here, hold your control button and drag this to somewhere here. So now if you want, you can add some little bit of design. So let's say for design, I want to come here, bring up a frame. Let's create something like this, expand it to the end. Okay, so let's add a fill. Let's make the fill primary color and let's send it to the back. Yep. So this doesn't look anyway nice, right? So we're gonna double click on it. Don't worry, double click. Take this out. Alright. Oh, sorry, I got that. So what we're supposed to do here is to take this out. Oh, I made a mistake. So come here. We're just trying to look for a way to just add one or two decoration to this. So I'm going to bring up a square, expand the square, then we tap on the square. So we get this. This is what I was trying to do. So just want to like try something and see. Alright, so you click on it at this point. Click on it at this point. Maybe something like this. Just feel free to play around. Okay, so now that we have selected this, I'm just gonna add a color, which is our primary color. Then I'm gonna send it to back. Where do we send to back? Send to back. Sorry. Send it to the back. And then make sure I feed it to the end. And this as well to the end. And drag it to the bottom. And don't worry, it's gonna make sense. And then double tap on it. And then some option comes down here. Let me take this out first. Come to this one that says bend. So we can, when you click on that one that says bend, you can actually, see, play around this. So this is what we're actually looking for. So I'll just try to see what I can do. Okay, this allows us to bend it to certain shape as we want. So click on this move tool, not to bend it anymore, but to move it around. So yeah, we are going there just to make something. Let's see if this works like this. Okay, so let's bend that a bit. Just trying to see. Okay, all right, just play around this and see what you got. Nothing too fancy. Yep. I want to move, so I'll move this one instead of being on that move to just be like this. Again, don't do too much. This is just a beginner class to show you how to do some things. So go back to this bend tool so that we can actually bend it as we want. Okay. Yep. Let's see how this goes. So feel free to play around this thing. All right, so it's okay. Like I said, we don't have to do too much here. So let's expand this. Now I think this is okay. I'm going to cancel this, click on this. This is already, is it in this? Yes, it's already in this section. So now I'll click on it, come to the opacity, change it to something like 10% and see. Okay, 10 is cool, but not okay. Let's make that 20 and see. Okay, we are driving there. Let's go with 26. And I think I'm okay with 26. Nothing too fancy, but 26 is too much. Let's take it to 22. I don't want anything too shouty. Okay, so this is fine. I think I'm okay with this. Make sure this is clip content. Okay, so the next thing is, if we want, we can actually check the opacity of okay, let's pick this color instead of using the primary color. This color is not too shouty. Let's use this. Yeah, a bit. Okay, yeah. Yes, this is okay. So what next? I'm going to get this, which is the last section, the footer. So I'm going to copy this again and take all of this out, delete them. Now for the footer, I'm just going to let the height be something around, let's say 80 for the footer. Okay, 90 should be okay. Let's see, is it not too big? Let's leave it as 80. Yeah, perfect. So I know values to use. I just don't want to come and give you a fixed. I don't want you to have the idea that there is a fixed value to use for all of these things. There's no fixed value. Just play around with whatever is fine and accessible. So I'll zoom in. We have this. So I'll bring in my text. Basically, it's going to be copyright of the brand we are using, which is KPM. So all right, KPM, all right, reserve, or whatever you want to write. I'll just say caps lock, right? So for this, I'm just gonna write okay, where's my text? Bring up my text. Okay, it's on already. So open bracket, C, close bracket, automatically turns that to copyright. So it's going to be okay. Okay, 2017. Why is it not coming up? What is that? Let me come here, change that to text. All right, 2026. That's Ctrl A. I want to change it from semi-bold to just regular and to 18. Yeah, so let's continue. 2026 KPM, let's put that in caps. KPM all rights reserved. Full stop. Just a simple footer, but for the footer section, it's normally where you have links and every other thing. This is just a basic footer section that doesn't contain all the whole stuff that's supposed to be there. This is just a basic footer section. So for this this C stuff, you just have to write yours. How we did that, remember, we just said let me show you how to do that. You bring up your open bracket. Sorry, what did I do? Come back here, click on this text, come here. So you open bracket, write your C, then you close the bracket, it turns to that. So that's how we did it. Yeah, that's how we did that. So I'm gonna select this, center align it, put it in the middle, and then what else? If we want, you can add social media handles at the bottom here. So I can come here, go to get social media icons, come to Iconify. So I'm gonna put like 2 social media handles, right? Let's look for some social media handles to add. I mean, social media icons. All right, so we have Iconify, which is where I'm just gonna write Instagram, right? Search for that. So we are going to use one style which has to be consistent across. So let's use this one. I'm gonna drag it here, put it here. So the next is to look for Facebook. Just type the icon you're looking for. So because this one is outlined, we have to use outline Facebook. So imagine if we want to use this, it doesn't go along, it has to be uniform. So I'm going to go with something that aligns with this. So let's go with this is not too thick, but Facebook icon. Okay, this is not round completely, so I think I'm not going. Let's use this. Okay, a bit. Okay, yeah. Because it's not completely squared shaped, I don't want to use one that is completely squared shaped for uniformity, so that's fine. I'll just go with only 2. So let's see for the height, 24. Okay, the body is 24. So I'll select both of them, Shift A, put them in the frame, put them here. So if I want again, turn on layout guide here. Yep. So I'll be sure I am working. Okay, put it at the middle here. Let it also align. Yes. So make sure it's at the middle. Perfect. So there is nothing much to do here. We don't want to waste. So for this as well, I'm going to reduce the opacity. It shouldn't be 100%. Take it down to like 80%. Yes. So turn off the layout guide. I hope I'm not too fast, because yeah, so we are done. We're gonna select this, put it here. Yeah, so literally we are done. It's time to piece up everything together. First, I'm not going to select. You might want to think that I'll put this one first. No, I'm not going to put it first. So I'll select this, come down here, hold your shift key, select the next feature section, hold your shift key, select what section is it, review section, hold your shift key. Okay, CTA section, we didn't rename that. Come back here and select your footer section. I think we should have named everything properly. So after doing all of this, I think we should do that. So this is our, what section is this? The okay, this is the review section. Yes, This is the CTA section just for this is the footer section. Call this footer. All right, so we can put everything together now. Come here, hold your shift key and select every sections that you have just made, designed. So now that we have selected everything, I'm going to come to right click and go into frame selection. Look at it, add a frame to everything, then come here where it has I think let's undo that. Control Z. Before adding the frame, what I will do is to come to, I want to reduce the gap. Excuse me. After selecting everything like this, right? So this is what I wanted to do. Remember, I'm not selecting with the header, right? Only all the other sections. So I'll come to this place where it says spacing, then select it, make it 0. Type 0 on your keyboard and you see everything comes together, and then we can right click and add it into a frame. Where's frame selection? Yep, so we have frame selection selected, so it's now in a frame. So then you see this is our full website in one frame. All right, so next thing we will want to do is to come to this header section. You Control C or Control X, whatever, you can just cut it. Let me copy it, come to the full frame, right? The full frame, or select it, then paste here. Not working. So the best way, Control Z, the best way, select this, Control X, then come to this particular frame. You're not going to the whole frame, this hero section frame, the hero section frame. Select just a particular section, which is the header section. How do you know you selected the header section? Look, if I click on this section, it takes us to the feature section. Click on this section, it takes us to the review section. So all of these are sections that are compiled together into one full landing page. So I can call this one landing page, right? So now I'm going to select this and I'll Control C or copy. I like to cut that, which by using Control X. That's out. So I'll just select only the header section, which is this, the hero section. So Control V to paste that inside the hero section, right? So I want it to be at the top. I'll just come to the right hand side, place it at the top, and make sure its middle is aligned to the center. And now we have our website looking great, right? So how do we preview this? Just click on the landing page, then come to this place and play that. So we are going to see what we got. Okay, so this is what we got. So this is the design, looking pretty basic, right? Yeah. And then we have our header, we have our footer here, we have our CTA, we have this, and yep. So this is how you design a basic website on Figma, beginners friendly. So if you enjoyed this class, do well to like and subscribe. Subsequently, I'm going to be creating more design tutorial. I'm going to making more design tutorial to teach in advanced level. So I just made this in basically just how to design basic websites. So see you in the other side. Do well to like and subscribe. Thank you.